everybody. It's Carisa joining you from Rome Ranch outside of Fredericksburg, Texas. It is so sweet to try and connect still through a recorded format since we are not having our weekly Zoom meeting tonight. So per my earlier message, I really just wanted to take a moment to let you all know that the reason I'm here is to reset. There's a lot going on in the world, and it can really kind of take its toll on us after time. So, just as with any other system that we work with, sometimes we just need a hard reset. So for me, that looks like unplugging as much as I can, coming out to a different change of scenery, and just looking at life in a new way so I can return back to my home in a refreshed way and also have a renewed sense of being and purpose. So with that, we typically do intros right at the beginning of class, but I want to invite you to take maybe 5-10 minutes with a journal to just think about what in your life could potentially use a reset right now. It could be really small, maybe it's a new ringer on your phone when you use it as an alarm in the morning, or maybe it's something much larger, kind of thinking about your next phase in life, next step in career. Perhaps it's something more in the format of a weekend, something that you can do differently for a day. So in the theme of a reset, I have some nice yummy moves to get us settled in and to help us feel refreshed for the rest of our week. So feel free to pause this video, take your 5-10 minutes, and I'll meet you back here. Let's pretend that 5 or 10 minutes passed, and we are joining each other once again on the mat. So I invite you to come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to take some nice deep breaths to settle in. Taking one deep breath, rolling the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, rolling the shoulders down and back on the spine. Allow your hands to fall on top of your thighs. If you need a little bit more grounding, perhaps put the palms face down. Or if you'd like a little bit more energy, ready to receive a rebirth, a reset, a new beginning, you can bring the palms up. Either way, we want to start to settle in to our center, right? The center channel that runs from heaven to earth and back. And it's what I think of, the spinal column, this Sushumna channel, what I think of when I think of going center, right? So bringing everything into that midline, into the spine, including your awareness, not just the physical body. Taking a really deep breath in, expanding through all 4 corners of the chest, and exhale. Let it out. Keeping the eyes closed, allowing yourself to keep that attention inward. Keep breathing as deeply and as fully as we can, knowing that each breath in itself is such a gift. Right? When the world seems heavy, at least we have that. And that in itself is big. So really tap into your breath. Tap into the sensation, the way it fills up through the body, the way it gives you space to grow and expand, to hold more, to be more, to become more. deep breaths, just like that. And if you have an intention that you would like to set, maybe hold something in your mind's eye that you would like to reset, you're welcome to hold that with you. And we'll go ahead and seal that all together, bringing the palms nice and bright together in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. Elbows out wide, heart lifts, pulling up through the crown of the head. Then we'll go ahead and seal those intentions all together with the sound of Om 3 times. Taking a deep inhale, an audible exhale out, and an inhale to chant. Start to open the eyes. If you have your playlist, go ahead and hit play right from the top. And we'll start to move on to hands and knees, coming into a nice cat and cow sequence. So we'll start with a deep inhale, slight bend through the elbows. You can pull the heart in between the shoulders, lift the gaze, lift the tail. Exhale, round through. Inhale, lift the tail, lift your gaze. Exhale, push into the earth, hands and knees, rounding through the spine, expanding the back of the heart. Inhale, one more time. Lift, exhale. Allow the back of the heart space to receive that extra love and energy coming your way, and then return back to a neutral spine. We're going to bring the big toes together. Toes are still tucked under. Bring the knees out wide to the edges of the mat, and then maybe start to walk your hands in front just a little bit, keeping the navel pulling in towards the spine. We're going to weave the right arm underneath your opposite armpit and turn. A nice gentle twist through the spine. So use your inhale to elongate, and exhale, baby twist. Inhale, come back to center, replant through the palm. Exhale, weave the left arm underneath. Letting your head come down to the ground. Breathing nice and strong. Inhale back to center. Lovely. Go ahead and bring the knees back underneath the hips. Tuck the toes, palms nice and bright. As you start to exhale, again bringing the navel towards the spine, lifting the knees just an inch or two off of the mat, and then starting to feel that isometric pull. So knees drawing energetically towards your wrists. Lift the chin. So your neck is in line with the rest of your spine. Take one more inhale into the sides of the waist. Exhale, downward facing dog. Start to pedal out through the legs and feet. Allow yourself to really find a home. We usually call this like a home base, but to really find a sense of home within yourself.
And then really pressing into the hands, bring the navel in as you stretch the hips up and back, heels stretch down towards the mat. One more deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and then jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, press your hands into your legs or the ground. And exhale to fold. Inhale up. Exhale down. So you can see where your body is today. Maybe you want to take a different arm variation. Maybe you want to hug behind the knees. Nice strong legs. As you inhale up, really pressing into all four corners of the feet. And then exhale, really draw the navel in to make space as you fold forward. Nice. Now replant the hands, bend through the knees. Start to hug the knees together. Sink the hips back and down. So you still want to maintain the knees above the ankles as much as you can, definitely not over the toes. And then start to connect your low belly to the tops of your thighs. And keeping that, stretch the hips back and reach straight forward. Bear pose. Nice inhale, reach the head and hips apart. Exhale, plant the hands, lift the hips with a nice slow, gentle bend, and the knees will come up, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last to arrive. We'll take a nice big circle with the shoulders up and around. And then we'll call in some nice, good energy and gratitude for where we are right now. So we'll start by coming into a wide-legged stance on the long side of your mat. Toes are out at a diagonal, just a bit. And we'll start with bringing our hands on our hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to slide your spine down an imaginary wall. And make sure that your knees are bending in the same direction as your toes. And then you can bring your hands on top of your thighs and just maybe start to sway the hips side to side, gently opening up through all angles of the hips. And keeping your hands on your thighs, you can bring the palms right on top. Really press your hands into your legs, lift your heart. Exhale, drop the right shoulder down. You can press on the inside of the leg if that helps you. Create more space. We inhale, center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. Really lengthen and use your hands to help give you more length. And exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale. Find that center balance in the middle of both feet, kind of bringing in the bowl of the pelvis. Nice. And then we'll take a deep inhale, straighten through the legs, reach the arms around and up. And then we're going to find this ball of energy that we're going to bring down right in front of our center column, bending the knees as you lower. So inhale, bring in all of that goodness, all of that loving energy, and exhale, letting it kind of wash over through your center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, let it come down. We'll do one more cycle just like this, calling in your reset. Your intention that you set. Exhale. Let this wash over the mind, the heart, and then come to wait right in the bowl of the pelvis. So imagine that your legs are filled with earth and you have a nice pelvis full of a bowl of water, right? So we want to keep that nice and steady. Take one more deep breath in, hug the shoulder blades together. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, we reach up. And bring the hands together in front of the heart. Nice. Go ahead and heel toe your feet together. So your feet end up right underneath your hip points. Great. So now that we've called in that really lovely energy, all of that goodness into our space, into our hearts, we're going to pour out a bit of gratitude for all that we have and all that we have received. So we're going to start by bringing both hands over the heart, taking an inhale, lift the heart into the hands, send that gratitude into your palms, and then bring the palms up towards the sky, and we offer to the heavens, the sun, the moon, all of the planets and stars, galaxies, and start to hinge forward from the hip crease. Bowing and gifting. Nice. All the way down to the earth. And then keeping a gentle bend through the knees, start to lift up, bring the hands back to the heart. Fill up and offer your gratitude. Inhale, fill up. In gratitude for what has already come your way and for what hasn't as well, right? Trusting in that divine timing. And last round of gratitude here. Nice, gentle through the body, bringing the hands back to the heart. Lovely. So we're going to start with a few little twists here. So bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. Knees are really bent, and we're going to take a nice inhale, reach up, exhale, find a T with the arms as you twist to the left. So really allowing this twist to come from the navel up the spine, finishing with the turn of the head. Inhale back to center. Exhale, nice heavy legs, nice stable bowl of water through the pelvis. Turning towards the right, gazing back behind you. Inhale back. Exhale to the left. Inhale back. And exhale to the right. Nice little plant, friend. As we inhale back to center. And then we're going to exhale, bring the arms out to that same T shape, this time facing the front. Then you can bend your elbows and just do a really gentle twist side to side. So keeping the legs right where they are and just twisting from the waist up. Awesome. Lovely. Coming back to center once you've gone both sides evenly. Roll the shoulders back onto the heart space. And then we're going to come into tree pose. And because I'm out in West Texas, there's actually a ton of cypress and mesquite and pecan and oak. But there's also a lot of cactus, and we don't do cactus pose quite often. So I'm going to invite us to take a cactus pose variation of tree pose. So we'll set up with our legs the same way, pressing our weight into our left foot, bringing the right foot in to meet the inside of your standing leg. So you can start with a kickstand here, maybe bring the foot to your calf, or maybe to the top of your inner thigh. We just want to make sure it's not directly on your knee joint. And then once you find a landing place, start to squeeze in. Awesome. Draw the energy up, right? Like you're drawing up water from the earth using your roots. And then normally we kind of branch out with the arms, but see if you can find something that's maybe a little bit more cactus-like. something that's maybe less flowy, less branchy, more rugged. So you can let that play in your mind, in your body. When you think of a cactus, right? Sturdy, maybe a little spiny sometimes. But also still very full of water, holding on to it. So allow yourself to hold on, kind of drawing back into that center line of the body. Finding a nice structure and shape. Start to reach up. We're going to take our hands interlaced above our head with all of the fingers except the index fingers pointing straight up, squeezing the head with your biceps, still hugging everything into the midline, lower ribs tucked in. Here we are, a nice arrow pointing up. And we exhale. Draw the knee into the basket of your hands. Great. Let the knee weigh the shoulders down so they're pulling away from your ears. Deep inhale. Press into your foot as you lift through the heart. And then release the hands and we'll kick the foot out. Hands to hips. And draw it down, nice and slow. Beautiful. Go ahead and plant your weight into your right foot and start to build your cactus pose as you need. So whatever shape works best for you today. Find that hug of the legs, drawing like a tube of toothpaste, all of the muscles of the core inward. Lovely. And then starting to lift the heart, finding your version of cactus pose. So how can you be still? Right? So I generally kind of encourage some movement, but see if you can find stillness. Holding the gentle energy of water from within, feeling the heat of the sun from around you in your environment. Standing tall and proud. Maybe trying on another shape if that feels better. Really tapping into your breath. Still nice soft standing legs. You can lift through your kneecap. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart, and then we'll move our left knee into the basket of our hands, allowing the shoulders to melt down the spine, still hugging into the midline, pressing into the standing foot so your hips don't come out, but right underneath your heart. And then we're going to exhale, release the hands, and stamp the foot forward, and let it come down. Lovely. Go ahead and shake it out. Give yourself a little twist. Fantastic. We'll meet you at the top of the mat once more. And we'll start by bringing our our feet hip-width distance. Finding a nice stable bowl of the pelvis once more, heavy through the legs. We inhale, bring in that goodness, and then exhale, offer it forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back with the right leg. Find a nice high crescent lunge. So really lifting the back of the back knee up towards the sky, hugging your left hip back in space, squeezing the inner thighs together, starting to lift your torso off of your front leg, maybe hover through the fingertips. So there's one long line from heel to head, And then we inhale, lift the heart, and stretch the hands back. So really opening up through the heart here and using the triceps to lift the arms behind you. Deep inhale. Exhale, reframe the front foot. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. Lovely. So really ground through the back knee and back foot. Again, squeezing the inner thighs together to help you lift up. And then exhale, bring the left thumb to the left hip crease. We reach up, so really stretching this right side body up and over. Breathing in to where you need it most. Exhale, plant the right hand out wide. Start to bend the back knee. An option to just keep the knee bent, or you can take hold of the outside edge of the back foot. Take a deep inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, keeping the heart lifted, press the hips back to meet your heel, and then keeping that together, start to hug the shoulder blades together. Maybe shift your weight forward. Maybe gaze back behind you. Really taking deep breaths into the quad here. And slowly release, coming back to frame your front foot. Nice. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee again, and this time we're going to lift the heart on the inhale, and then exhale, straighten the front leg, so really pressing into the toe ball mound of the front foot. Again, bringing the left hip back in space, so we're in this pyramid pose variation. So we take an inhale, long. Exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, long. Exhale, bend. One more round. Awesome. Go ahead and plant the palms, step it back to your plank pose. Find a nice hug of the armpits together. Again, lifting the back of the heart space, navel to spine. Deep inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. So you're welcome to come down into puppy pose or child's pose if you need here. Otherwise, we'll look forward, bend the knees, and exhale to jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Bring that yummy energy in. Palms one in the other, and exhale. Folding, offering that gratitude to the world, to the earth. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale up halfway again. This time we step back with the left foot, high crescent lunge. So right knee stacks right on top of your right ankle. And then start to find those same senses through the body, right? So you can see in my body, I'm really pulling my right hip back in space, hugging the thighs together, really engaging my back knee, and then starting to hover the fingers, finding that line of energy. Navel comes in to support the back. Deep inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, lift the heart, reach the arms back. See if you can keep your hips stable, ribs knit in as you continue to lift through the backs of the arms and the front of the heart. I love this sense of feeling alive with the breath. Deep inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, come back down, hands plant down, and then we also bring the back knee and untuck the back toes to the mat. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, sink the hips as much as you feel comfortable. And then as you inhale, we'll lift the arms. Exhale, right thumb to the right hip crease. Shoulders relax down and back. And then we reach up and over. So finding that side body stretch. If you need to find less of a stretch through the front of your left hip, you can always back out of this and still find that side body stretch. Exhale, use your core to come back to center. Plant the left palm out wide of the mat. And then you can start to inhale. Lift the heart and twist. Option, bend the knee and maybe take hold of the back foot. And then really press the foot into the hand. Just enjoy a couple of breaths. Opening up through the whole front of the chest. And then if you took that quad stretch on the other side, we'll connect booty to heel and then bring that all forward. As we all know, each side of the body is really different, and so just pay attention to how it's different for you. No need to force the same shape from the other side. See if you can find a lightness and brightness through the heart. Exhale, release your foot. Come back to frame the front foot. And again, we're going to come into that pyramid pose variation. So tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Exhale, press into the front foot, really pulling the right hip back in space so you can square through the hips. Engage the low belly. So pyramid pose variation. If you have blocks, you're welcome to bring those underneath the hands. Awesome. So see if you can start to exhale, bend through the front knee. And inhale, straighten. So finding a connection and flow with your breath. Maybe you want to inhale as you bend. And exhale as you lift. Awesome. Take one last round. Back through our bent front knee, plant the palms nice and bright, pressing into the finger pads. Lift the navel, coming back into your plank pose. Taking an inhale, nice and strong, hugging everything into the midline, using all of the muscles to hug to the bone. Make yourself nice and light. And then exhale, bend the elbows back. And we'll all meet on the front side of our bodies. Great. So go ahead and take a moment to lift one leg and then the other, so you can stretch through the front of the hips and really plant through the tops of the feet. We'll slide the hands back by the low ribs, hug the elbows together, and then inhale, cobra pose. Nice. Continue to lift through the low belly. Broaden through the heart, and exhale, release. Let the head come down to the floor. We'll do a few more belly down, back bend variations. So you're welcome to repeat this cobra pose that we just did. Otherwise, we'll do a few other ones. So one option is to interlace the hands behind the back. Awesome. Roll the shoulders to hug together. Chin tuck. Nice. And then inhale, lift the heart, lift your gaze. Reach your hands back. Maybe keep the elbows bent or straighten, up to you and your body. Give yourself a few breaths in this shape. And then we exhale. Let yourself release the hands, Bring one cheek to the ground and maybe shimmy the hips side to side. Nice. Another option that we can set up for is these same cactus arms, right? So 90-degree bend through the elbows. And we'll start again by preparing as much as we can on the floor. Hugging the shoulder blades together. Nice. And then starting to lift from the heart and the back of the head. The arms lift off of the floor with you. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Deep inhale and exhale down. Bring the other cheek to the ground. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat against the earth. Soak it in. And then we'll bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and then lift the hips to come back into a child's pose. If you want more of a low back stretch, you can bring the knees together, feet together, and press back. Or if you'd like to open up a bit more through the hips, you can bring the knees out wide, big toes together, and press the hips back. See if you can find an extended variation of Balasana, reaching the hands forward, but also not just reaching forward and letting the shoulders come up to the ears. So still keeping the shoulders hugging together and then pressing into the palms to help you create that extra length through the spine. On your next inhale, we'll start to come back up to all fours. Start to find a nice brightness through the palms, right underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Deep inhale to fill up with that energy, prana, life force energy, and then keeping the navel engaged, start to straighten the legs, pressing back into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right foot up and back behind us. So keeping the hips really square here. Right heel lifts. Maybe even drop your right hip a little bit. Pull the left hip back. Maybe find a little bit more lift. Exhale, knee to forehead or knee to nose. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Shifting your weight forward. Press back. Knee to nose. So also lifting your heel towards your booty. Pressing it back. This time bend the top knee and stack the hips open. Nice. So trying to maintain equal weight through both palms. Starting to hug the heel towards your booty as you open up through the inner knee. Deep inhale. Exhale, find those square hips. One more inhale, find a tiny lift. Exhale, knee to nose and step it all the way through. Awesome. All right, start to hug through the legs. Engage the low belly. Inhale up to rise, so high crescent lunge. Exhale, twist. Bring your arms into a T. Nice, so continue and bring that right hip back in space. Nice. Maybe gaze back behind you. Like your arms are the horizon. And then we bring both arms back to center, up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Nice, so we'll plant and seal the back foot. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Finding strength through the legs as you gaze forward. Maybe you picture what it is that you want to reset. Where you want to go next. And then we inhale, straighten through the front leg. Find a little bit of a reversed pyramid. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stand and reverse. Again, into that side body. Exhale, warrior two. One more lift here. This time we keep the legs straight and then start to hinge forward from the hip crease, coming into triangle pose, letting your palm come down onto the mat or a block. Really use your hand as a third connection point with the ground, and then start to turn your heart open, stacking the shoulders, maybe releasing your top hand to the sky. Again, continue hugging the inner thighs together, draw the low ribs in, and then twist from your heart. Nice and strong, maybe reach the top hand above your head, up and over. Exhale, reverse. Left hand comes to your left hip. We bend the front knee and then meet back in our warrior two. Hinging the torso up. Nice. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the arms, reframe the front foot. Press the hands into the ground, and then use the same low belly muscles that you did to bend the knee and bring the knee towards the forehead for just a second. Reach it up into your three-legged downward facing dog, and then replant the feet, coming back to your home base. Next inhale, we lift the left heel up and back behind us. Again, making sure that you have space in your square hips to lift from your booty. Exhale, bend the knee, draw it in towards the nose. Inhale, press. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, long. Exhale, draw it in, bring the heel to the booty and knee to forehead. Draw and stamp back, this time bending the knee, stacking the hips open, trying to find that same balance through both hands, squaring the shoulders as you open up through the hips. Heel to your booty, opening up, lifting from the inside of your knee. One more inhale. Exhale, square the hips. Three-legged dog. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to forehead and step it through. Beautiful. Hug the hips, engage the low belly. Inhale up. Exhale, sink. Deep inhale to lift. Exhale, twist. Arms come out onto the horizon. You can bend the back knee if it helps you, or keep pressing the back knee up towards the sky. Deep inhale here. Maybe look back behind you. Exhale, sink. Inhale, back through the center. Exhale, warrior two. Nice. So again, find your stance. A lot of times I like to have my front heel kind of in the middle of my back arch. But again, really pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. Arms come out. Stacking the heart above the hips as much as you can. Gazing out in your future direction. Inhale long, exhale sink. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Lift. Take a little reverse through the upper body. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, lift. Find that strength. And now we inhale, lift, keep the legs just like they are, and start to hinge forward, bring the left hip back, plant your left palm, and then continue bringing your left hip underneath you for support, and you can start to stack the shoulders, keep the low belly engaged, ribs knit in, and allow that to help you twist, lengthening, right? So maybe you make a little bit more space through the sides of your waist. Maybe you reach your top arm overhead, reaching your hip and your hand away from each other, creating that length. Exhale, right hand comes back to the right hip. Look down, bend the front knee. Start to bring up the torso, coming back through warrior two. And then we'll cartwheel the arms, step it back. Ooh, let's make sure we do a nice intentional step back. So we're going to bring the knee towards the booty, knee to forehead. Awesome. Stretch it back, three-legged dog. Exhale. Both feet come together in your home base. Feel free to pedal out the legs and the feet if that helps you. Find stillness and take one deep cycle of breath. Inhale, gaze forward. And then we're going to bend the knees and jump to a seat. Lovely. So we'll come on to our seat in the middle of the mat and take a nice cobbler's pose. So bring the soles of the feet together, and you can give yourself another nice grounding through the sits bones. Start to lift the heart. Take a deep inhale, find length through the sides of the waist, and then exhale, hinge forward. Shoulders stay nice and strong on your back, protecting your heart. Feet actively pressing into one another. And maybe if it feels okay for you, you can bring your elbows to the inner parts of your knees and maybe find a little bit more of an opening. Breathing and sensing how the body slowly opens when you give it time. And inhale to come back up. Nice. So we're going to swing our legs towards the long side of the mat, and then tuck both legs to one side. So I'm tucking my feet to the right side of my hips, and then we're going to just take a nice hold of the ankle, reach up and over, and then place the left hand down and slice up. You can also keep your hips on the ground, but you can play with the side body. And then I like to come onto my bottom and move my legs over to the other side. Take hold of the left ankle. We reach up and over. And then plant the right palm. And you can keep a nice side body stretch, or maybe lift the hips. Exhale, come down. All right, so we're going to come into a few more belly down back bends and then call it a nice cool down session. So coming back to the top of your mat, you can either come through plank or knees, chest, and chin. And we'll meet on our bellies. So you're welcome to repeat anything that we did in the last round. You can also come along with me to try some other variations. So the next one that we'll go ahead and try is to zip up the legs, zip up the inner feet, and again pressing the feet into the ground. We're going to bring the arms straight forward, Bring the pinky edges down to the ground. And then we're going to inhale, lift the heart, and slide the hands back towards you. So keeping them on the ground for a little bit of support. Again, sliding the shoulder blades onto the back, lifting and tucking the chin. And then exhale, release. We'll keep the legs just as they are, taking another option to inhale and lift the arms up with your heart. So reaching straight forward. If this is a lot, you can maybe bring the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Exhale down. Maybe shimmy out the hips if you feel any low back tension. And then we'll come into a kind of big back bend variation for today. So that would be interlacing the fingers, except your index, squeezing the feet together, and then all at once lifting the feet and the arms. So I like to think of this as kind of like a bow and arrow hybrid here. Taking a deep inhale, engage through the low belly, as always, and exhale down. Nice, you can release the hands. Maybe windshield wiper the feet side to side. Great options here. All right, so we're going to come into a bit of a nurturing sequence that I learned from my dance teacher, Miriam. And so we're going to start on our side in a fetal position. So we'll bring the knees in towards the chest and then bring our hands into prayer, kind of down by the face or down by the heart. We're going to inhale, stretch the arms and legs long, roll onto your back, and then, I fell off of my mat already, and then we're going to roll onto the other side, and start to hug the hands towards the heart and knees towards the chest. Inhale long, roll through center, onto the other side, hug it in. Inhale long. Exhale as you hug to the other side. One more time to each side. I love how I feel when I do this, kind of returning back to myself, to my inner child, my inner nature. And we'll all come to me on our back. We'll go ahead and bring the right knee into the basket of our fingers, in towards the heart. Stretch out the left leg. Exhale. Let the knee cross over. And you're welcome to bring it on top of a blanket if you would like. Or if you'd like a little bit more of an active variation, you can press the knee into the hand and hand into the outer knee, gazing over your right shoulder. Letting that top hip draw towards your foot. Inhale back to center. Give yourself a nice little hug, maybe even a little kiss. And release the legs long. Exhale, left knee into the basket of your hands. Give yourself a nice hug. And then we cross the knee over. Your option for an active or restorative supine twist. Gazing out over your left shoulder to complete the twist, if that feels okay for your neck and shoulders. Inhale, come back through center. Hug both knees, give yourself some extra love on the other knee. And then we're going to plant the feet, roll the shoulders together, plant the palms, and then press into all four corners of the feet, nice and bright. Inhale to lift the hips. Bridge pose, finding length through the neck. Continuing to gaze straight up, like you're stretching the quads and the tops of the knees in the direction of your toes. Find that length, and then exhale, take your time, rolling down vertebrae at a time. We hug the knees back in. Maybe take a rock side to side. And then we're coming into a full happy baby pose. So flexing the feet, bending the knees, and then arms come to the inside of the knees and take hold of the outside edges of the feet. Awesome. So to do this, sometimes our tail kind of curls up. So see if you can intentionally send your sacrum to have a nice firm connection with the earth underneath you. And then start to press through the feet and bend through the elbows so you can press down through the hands, finding that isometric engagement. Really opening up through the hips. Maybe you stretch one leg and then the other, rocking side to side. Give yourself just one moment in the center at least, and then you can kind of find a little bit more space. Nice. And then we'll bring the hands, hug the knees in, and allow yourself to lay out, stretching all of your limbs, taking up as much space as you can. And if you would like, you can hold your intention with you, or you can simply just tap into your innate sense of being, taking a deep inhale. And then we'll all exhale to release. Allowing the muscles of the face to slowly relax. Tongue can come away from the roof of the mouth. Doing a quick body scan from the top of your head down to your toes. Tapping into the fullness of your own being. If you know that you would like to stay in Shavasana for a while, you're welcome to just give your device a tap, quickly pause, to allow yourself as much time as you need. And when you're ready, you can click your device again. And we'll start to reawaken. We're kind of turning the power back on after our hard reset, or maybe a soft reset. A reset nonetheless. tapping into the fullness of your breath, the expansion of space in your energetic body, your physical body, your spiritual body. Drawing in all of that goodness we soaked in. And again, feeling the heart expand from the gratitude that we offered. Allowing all of your senses to come back online. Allowing the brain to start recharging, refiring those neurons, moving fingers and toes. As you're ready, coming into that fetal position one more time. And using your top hand to come back up as you're ready. Meeting as we began in a comfortable seat. Heart lifted. Body drawing in to support. Finding a renewed sense of energy, a renewed sense of self. Breathing in what you need to help you move forward in the direction of your dreams. And we'll seal that forward direction, the palm of our hands coming together. Heart lifts into the thumbs. Exhale, bowing the mind toward the heart. And then we'll inhale. Really empty out. So any remaining stagnant energy in the bottom of the lungs, really exhale all the way out. And then we inhale to chant Om one final time. It was such an honor to practice with you in this new way, in this new methodology, this new channel. And I am so honored to be a part of your continued practice. Thank you all so much for joining me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you, and together we are one. Namaste. All right, well that was a first for all of us, practicing together in a recorded format. So please let me know what you thought. If you'd like more or less of this, I'm very much open to your feedback. I hope to be online with you in Zoom again soon. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead and a nice reset. For those of you that are interested in this particular location, I am at Rome Ranch, which is a regenerative farm. They practice regenerative agriculture using a lot of different animals to mimic the natural environment and restore the soil. So if you're interested, go ahead and check them out online, Rome Ranch, and then maybe book yourself a little retreat, a little getaway, a little reset.